Thank you very much. I'm Harun Santuma from Ashesi University, and I'm here to present to you the differences and the importance of online education and in-person education. However, 2 years ago, a stranger hit the world who changed the world's activities upside down. Some call it COVID-19, others call it the China virus. China virus is mainly used in the United States of America and sometimes looks funny. The Holocaust in the world has brought up confusion in many organizations, especially in the educational sector. Some tend to blame the initiatives run by the industry. Others are also attributing it to the fear of modernization. The tension force is between the in-person education and the online educational systems. This has caused many stakeholders and scholars to express their views on this topic, though some express their parochial views. Wanya Daya once said that the highest form of ignorance is where you reject something that you don't know about or you don't have any knowledge about. This quote has been my motivation since COVID-19 came and educational industries introduced online educational system. It is interesting for us to look at the differences between the in-person education, e-learning, and the online educational systems. Starting with the online education, it is where the interactions between instructors and students go on virtual. You stay at your home and educational activities will be going on. In-person education, on the other side, is when the instructors and the students meet in classrooms, teaching and learning go on, and other activities are performed physically. However, e-learning is a situation where the traditional method of education, that is the in-person education, has been modernized to include electronic devices in order to make it technological advanced. Those sometimes include the online system. I explicated the differences between these key terms in our argument. We'll look at the advantages of the online education. Students are given the opportunity to choose where they want to stay and attend lectures. This is the fact that this educational system runs virtual and electronic devices like smartphones and computers are used for these activities. So a student can decide to be in his house or any place that he feels comfortable to stay and attend classes. Students are also given more access to educational materials and are also regularly updated. Since it is virtual, online sources like Udemy, Udacity, and among others are available where numerous resources are there for students to read. And since it's technology, messages are sent out quickly. There is also flexibility in the online educational sector. This is the fact that if you're not able to attend lectures, you'll be able to listen to recorded lectures in the future. There are also numerous disadvantages of online education. One of it is students' results that are produced by the end of each semester mostly are not trusted. This is the fact that students write exams virtually and no one is there to supervise them and they tend to copy from online sources like Chenk and others. There is also poor academic performances among students and eventually destroys the school's good name. This is the fact that some students do not learn harder to make it. There is also unreliable internet connectivity. That is a very serious issue in the online educational environment. In Zambia, when COVID hit the world, there was a student who was found on top of a train in order to access internet connectivity, and it was very bad. Students are also given the needed practicals since it's virtual, and the engineer students and other doctors will not be able to get the practicals that are needed in the main field. We also have the disadvantages of in-person education, and they are very good. It promotes academic competition among students. This is the fact that students are able to see each other, and once the colleague is learning harder to pass the exams, the other is naturally motivated to also learn in order to cope with him and to be in the same position or perform better. It promotes socialization and moral behaviors. This is so because females or both genders are able to interact, discuss issues, and remove shyness that are embedded in them. And stubborn students are also monitored regularly in order to remove that stubbornness in them. It enables vulnerable and needy students to have access to education. This is the fact that students' fees are sometimes subsidized and free meals are also given to them. Having conceptualized this, let's take Ashesi University, for instance. They have their rich physical library and cosmopolitan online library where students can get a lot of resources to learn. And the fact that it is argued in the online educational system that a lot of educational materials are used, it is a fallacy. And even books that are found online are sometimes purchased. So, in-person education is the best method for educational institutions to adapt for their schools. Thank you very much for listening.